What's up, you guys? It's your Russhana.love, and I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did this install on my lovely client, and we're going to get straight into it. No long talking. So the first thing you guys can see me doing is just securing her ball cap. And for my darkest skin tone clients, if I have these colored wig caps, then I will use them instead of using a lighter one and having to add a ton of makeup to it. So yeah, to glue it down, I'm using my Ghost Bond, and I only do one layer of this. I apply a good amount, and then I take a popsicle stick, and I just smoothen it out until it's flat or whatever. And then after that, I'm gonna go in with some Got to Be Glue spray and spray it, let it dry. Sometimes I would have to go in and just blow dry the very sections that's right by the ear, because sometimes those sections have a hard time sticking down to the skin. Like, it will like stick up a little bit, so I'll just hold it down and blow dry each section for like about 10 seconds, and then I would let the rest of the ear dry. Once the glue is completely clear, that is how you know that your glue is dry and wig cap is ready to get cut off, or the axle is ready to cut off. And to cut it off, obviously I'm using the scissors, and I'll just cut as close as to where the glue starts. And one thing about using the Got to Do spray is that sometimes you will like miscalculate or misjudge how high up your client's edges are. So when you use the Got to Do spray, it kind of provides some extra room, so just in case it wouldn't like leave the client's edges exposed. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, like, it's happened to me a few times where it's like I will put the glue down and then I cut it off, and like the client's edges are like in front of the cap where it's glued down. That's so annoying. And so adding the Got to Be spray just allows you a little bit more freedom, just in case you missed it with the glue, then you will get it with the spray. Now I'm just placing the wig onto her head, and as you guys can see, the lace is really light right now, but don't worry, because I'm going to get that really blend in. And right now I'm going ahead and just cutting off the excess lace. I like to cut my lace prior to glue down, because I've learned that when I leave the lace on, I end up gluing down excess lace and I have to pull it off. It's too much. So just to make things a little more accurate, I will cut my lace off prior to gluing down. And right now I'm cutting in a zigzag motion, and you want to cut in a zigzag motion because when you cut in a zigzag motion, it just provides a little more natural look instead of like a just very straight hairline, which is really easy to detect. And right now I'm going in with a dark eyeshadow color that will match her skin as best as it can. And I use eyeshadow for my lace because to make it more affordable, instead of having to buy different palettes, I will buy a neutral eyeshadow palette that has every single color in there, and it will have a dark color, a light color in betweens, and that's what works for me. And right now I'm just going ahead and adding it directly to the front of her lace, and everything else will get blended out after, but I just want to make sure that it is blended in the front, because the front is what matters the most. Before gluing your lace down, always make sure that you use some rubbing alcohol to clean the very front of the wig cap, so that when you glue down, it wouldn't be dirty. And if it's dirty, then your client's lace can lift prematurely, and you want it to last at least 2 to 3 weeks. So oops, I had a mistake right there. Like, it dripped all down her face, because I don't know, but this Ghost Bond that I bought from my beauty supply store was fake Ghost Bond, and I know because I know the texture of it because I've been using it for so long. So that's why you got to be skeptical and wary of where you get your products from, because some of the products will really sell you stuff that's not the real thing. Probably they don't know that it's not real, but probably the manufacturer is off, or I don't know what it is, but that wasn't the real thing that I'm used to using. So I had to order it from Amazon because the first one I got was not good. It was so runny, and like when I opened it and like I put it on her skin and I smelled it, I'm like, yeah, this is not Ghost Bond. It's not Ghost Bond. This is not Ghost Bond. Y'all robbed me. But it's okay. I just ordered a new one and I moved on. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just going ahead and spreading the glue along her along her forehead and making sure it's very flat. You want to make sure every layer you put is flat, because if not, it's going to be just not a good look. You want to make sure it's flat and dries completely before you add another layer. And for layers, I add 3 layers, and I wait till the primer layer is clear before I add more, and I'll be back when all my layers are done and it's time to just glue the lace on now. It is now time to begin gluing that lace down, and I like to start from the very middle because it just makes it even on both sides. If I start from the other side, then I could maybe be placing the lace that's too much onto that side. So I start from the middle so that it's just even on both sides. And sometimes too, if you start from the side, when you get to the middle, it's gonna bunch up the lace because it's not laying flat. This is one of the things that you learn along with experience, because I learned after a few times, like, yeah, don't apply from the side, because it's just like some of the things that I explain to you guys now, you guys not gonna understand what I'm saying because maybe you haven't seen it before, it has happened to you before. So yeah, don't worry if I'm like explaining things to you guys, you just can't vision it in your head. But just know, like, the more you do something, the more you're gonna encounter certain situations, and that's how you learn more about the craft. So now I'm gonna just apply the side. And you always want to apply the side that's going to be showing on the side part first, because if not, then that side could lift when you pull the other side. So you want to make sure that this side is the sleek side and the other side is the good side, but not the sleek side. Well, let me not say not the sleek side, but make sure that that side that's showing is laid. Make sure the other side is laid too, but it's not that much pressure because that's going to be covered anyways. But I'll make sure every side is laid. And what you guys see me doing is I let my clients hold the other side down, because some laces are a little bit too tight. So you want to give the glue time to dry. It's going to dry eventually, but as you put in the other side, it may not be dry. So you want to make sure you let them hold the other side while you're putting the other side to glue it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out the side tabs, and to do this, you just want to cut diagonally upwards and cut out the air. It's not really much I can say to explain that, but you just cut it out to where it sits comfortably behind the ear. When placing my lace, I like to place it a little bit above the glue instead of placing it behind the glue, because if it's behind the glue is going to show ahead of your lace, and that's how after a while, like a couple days after, you get like black sticky stuff before your lace because there's glue there. So when you tie your hair down and you take the head tie off, it's gonna, some of the cotton or lint or whatever you call that, is gonna come off onto the glue because it's glue there. So what I would do is I will place my lace ahead of the glue, and then I will go back in and cut off some things, and other things I will go back in and glue it down. Now I can't really tell you give you a trick on how to determine what should be down and what should be up, because it's just based on the type of lace and just based on your discretion. Like, if I feel like the lace is not that good, I'm gonna try to cut off as much lace as possible, because even if you glue it down, it's still gonna show. So I would just glue some, cut some. It really just depends on how I feel that day and how I feel like it should. I don't know, I can't explain it, but if I feel like it should be glued down, it gets glued down. If I don't, it gets cut off. And obviously, if it's a lot of it that's sticking up and not glued down, you will glue that down, because you don't want to cut off too much lace and make it look funny. So yeah, once that's dry, I go ahead and I place the glue down. Place the lace down, sorry, with my comb instead of the popsicle stick, and instead of my fingers, because with the comb I feel like it just makes it less sticky, and sometimes when you use your fingers, the glue's gonna like come off onto your hands or whatever. So I would just use my fingers sometimes. I don't know why I'm using my fingers. Not that it's bad to use it, because it just depends, y'all. Like, I feel like I've been doing this for so long, so like I would just do things and not do things sometimes. It just really depends. Like, as I said 100 times, and I always say this, when you do something for a long time, you just start doing things because it just feels right. I can't explain to you why I do it or why you shouldn't do it, but it just feels right to use the comb sometimes, and other times I'll just use my fingers. When it comes to parting out baby hairs, this is all based on preference. Obviously, if you want dramatic, you part it a lot. If you don't want dramatic baby hairs, you don't part it a lot. So it's all based on preference. But my client told me she wanted dramatic, very dramatic, and that's what I'm gonna do every single time. I love doing dramatic and baby hairs. So yes, you guys, I'm parting out a very, very, very good amount of baby hairs to give it that dramatic effect. And as I said before, if you do not want your baby hairs dramatic, then you do not part out this much. To sleek behind the baby hairs, I'm using this She's Balm wax stick along with my Got to Be Glue spray. And honestly, guys, my personal preference about the She's Balm wax stick, or personal opinion, is that I do not like it at all. I feel like it doesn't give me that sleek look that I want. Honestly, like it's just not it. And the only reason I got it was because my beauty supply store was out of the Luster's Renew Strands wax stick. So yes, but after you apply those two products, your wax stick and your Got Glue spray, you're gonna take your hot comb on the hottest it can go and just begin to hot comb it back, because you really want it to be sleek and laid. This is how I get my installs to be very sleek and laid. This combination. So definitely try it out and let me know what you think. Although I plucked these baby hairs, although I plucked the hairline prior to our install, sometimes when you part baby hairs, you're gonna feel like you need to pluck some more, and that's totally fine. But just make sure you do majority of your plucking on the mannequin before the appointment or before you install the wig, so that when you do go in and pluck a little bit when it's already glued onto your head, you just pluck in minor spaces that you feel like was a little bit too thick. So just make sure that you're doing majority of your plucking on the mannequin and not when you're installing the wig. Once I feel like it's plucked enough, I'm gonna go back in with my hot comb to reassure that it's plucked enough for my liking, and also to just get it a little bit more sleek. Be very careful on doing this part. Sometimes I accidentally burn my clients, not like no hard burn, but like, a little jump burn. So be very careful. But yes, beauty is pain. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so now I'm going in with my eyeshadow again, and applying it to that middle section right there between the baby hairs and the hairline to blend it out some more. I'm sorry for the huge jump. I feel like I ran out of storage or my camera died. It's always something with this camera, but yes, after I did that with the eyeshadow, I just sprayed some Got Glue sprayed, got glue spray, and then tied it up with my elastic band for like a couple of minutes while I was flat ironing the hair. And right now what I'm doing, I'm taking my skinny flat iron and I'm just curling the baby hairs in any way. I'm so sorry it's out of frame. I'm sorry my big ass is in the way. Yeah, what I'm doing here, you guys, I'm really like not focusing on the camera that much, because think about it. If you go get your hair done, do you want your hairstylist really like focus on the camera the whole appointment, making you stay longer than you have to? So I try to not look at the camera too much. I like to just let it keep rolling. So if I step in the camera, sometimes it's I'm simply not paying attention to it. Like, I'm trying to get this done. I don't know what my clients have to do after the appointment, so I try my best to make things as quick as possible. And to sleek my baby hairs down, I'm using Gossip Glue. No, I'm so sorry. I'm using Gorilla Snot. And what I would do is I would just apply a little bit to the top layer, sleek that part down, and then when I get to the end, there's no product on there because the curl will naturally form on its own. I just want to add enough so that it will lay down a certain way, and then the curl just curls by itself. These baby hairs, like, I don't really know much that I can say to explain what I'm doing, guys. It's more of like a watch and see type of thing, but it's so satisfying. So you guys gotta stay and watch and see what I'm doing, because I love to watch this. I love to watch me doing this. So yes, you guys, just add very, very, very little amounts of I'm so sorry, of Gorilla Snot, just to lay it down, and then after that you let the curl do its thing. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of me doing the baby hairs. I'm not gonna talk much on doing baby hairs because it's very self-explanatory, because like, I don't know how to explain me doing baby hairs. It's just like you just letting it curl and form by itself. So I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit, let you guys watch me do the baby hairs, and I may be back at the end. I don't know how much I got to film because it's a lot of, like, sometimes my camera cuts off. I don't know, the battery dies. I don't know, runs out of storage. I don't know. So I don't know what I got to record, but I did finish recording the baby hairs. So I'll be back to talk to you guys probably when I'm done or whatever. But I'm gonna shut up now. I'm talking for so long. Yeah. Okay. Bye. once everything is the way you want it to be, you want to make sure that you're blow drying everything, because sometimes the Gorilla Snot wouldn't dry immediately and you want to lay it down flat. So you would just hold it with the comb and let it blow dry a little bit while it's still wet so that it will lay properly. And this is basically the end of the video. Stay tuned a little bit after so I can show you guys like the videos I took after I was finished with everything. I did do layers on her, so make sure you stay to the end to see the finished product. But yes, you guys, I love how this came out. The baby hairs look amazing. I hope you guys found this video useful. I hope you guys take a few things from this video, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to teach and like put y'all onto games. So yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for all your support.